Edwardhausen here. Very nice, very evil, very famous. You are watching the channel that is very nice and very evil. The Nation Network. Isn't that good? Yes, it's true. If you are not watching the Nation Edwardhausen, you are... Wait for it. Wait for it. Cursed.
And the news has come out that Chris Jericho has returned home. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Dr. Wagner Jr. and almost the man who I've always said is almost a wrestler.
What could he have possibly done for the WWE? This is taking one of your top talents. This is the future of your women's division, and you almost ended it. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the Nation Network. Vince McSham with you here. It is that time. Oh, hell. Who are we kidding? 2K dropped the most recent patch for 2K26, which is 1.10. And I'm going to just go out right now and say I haven't read any of it. We're going to do that all here together. My prediction is they really haven't fixed much of anything. And the things that I've been sending them video of for the last 3 months, I will guarantee you it's not fixed. And that tells me it's never getting fixed. Other than that, how's everybody doing? $150 game still doesn't work right. There's a lot of talk in the industry right now about just how much rides on GTA 6. They know they're going to make money, but they need to make a certain amount of money or else all other games are in shit. And I hope that happens because I guess GTA is going to be the official base launch at $80 instead of the normal $70. And yes, there are millions of people that are still going to spend that money, but I'm hoping less than they need. Because if that game can't sell for $80, then all the rest of you guys need to bring your prices down too. We'll see. We'll see what happens on that. Andrew's in the house. Welcome aboard. J-Rocks, how you doing? Derek's here as well. Sean Cook, hello, hello, hello. All right. This was going to be a game on, then it was going to be Wrestlechat, and then it was back to game on. Then I was like, now we'll stick with Wrestlechat because we're going to cover a bunch of different stuff here. I don't know how much of it will go to this game, but that's what we're starting off with anyway. Let's jump into it. Like I said, I have not personally gone any further than where you see it right now. As a matter of fact, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning because there was some free stuff there that I hadn't picked up yet, and I figured I'd do that on the stream. As you can see in the bottom right corner, 1.10 is now uploaded. It took about maybe 5 minutes. It'll vary, of course, depending on your internet speeds. Congratulations, you've reached tier 20 long time ago. Thanks, though. So we got some Cody Rhodes gear that we just claimed. We got a couple of hats that I'll never use, some boxer shorts that I'm never going to use, and I'm guessing it's male and female. I'm not sure why they had that twice. So all that stuff that I'm never going to use, and everything's already closed out there. The only thing I haven't used is some of the XP stuff because don't need it. So that takes care of part one of this whole shabacle. Oh, there's something else I wanted to check out, though, while we're here. See if any new... What day is today? Tomorrow's normally when they update anything, if they're going to. Let's see, what did I get? 500 MX, or MFP. Yeah, for whatever that's worth. We've got 140 currently in the bank, plus the 55 VC. I've spent pretty much nothing. I think I bought the one mask, and that's it. And then the only thing I will ever spend any of that on is going to be Persona cards. So let's see. Anything new? Not really. Nope, same stuff. So you've got the CM Punk with the Larry's Dad jacket. You could just assume make that. Why would you spend any money on it? They want us to spend... Oh, that went up. Or maybe that was already that high. I just didn't look at it because I wasn't going to get it. They want 92,000. Thousand. For the same Seth Rollins that we've already unlocked twice in a row. John Cena at 47. This is the Thugonomics John Cena, which I may end up getting. This is an absolute joke. 47,000 for John Cena that you can make in 10 minutes or less. NWO t-shirt. I don't think I need this. And throw the theme on him. Kofi, thanks, no thanks. And, of course, Kalani, absolutely no. So the only thing here, there was, what happened now? Or is that Booker? Oh, it's Booker T. It's not Kofi. Okay, I was going to say, because there was somebody else that I was thinking about. So this is Booker 01. I don't know if he has a different theme song or not, but definitely has a different look. But I'm going to wait for these to come down because over time they will drop from 47 down to somewhere near 50 or even, or not 50, down to 35-ish. Even if it drops to 40, you know. And I'm just keeping on checking in every single day and getting my XP, and that's it. I ain't buying anything. I ain't giving them any more money. And then when the prices are right or the item is right, then I will grab it at that time. Prime time's at the house. All right. Let's take a look here at the notes, shall we? Actually, let me do it this way if I could. We're going to have to switch around a little bit. We're going to have to do some game on stuff here because that's the only way I can get certain things on screen that I want. Let me see if this does what I need it to do. Okay, that's on. That's on. Let's go this way. Bam. That's better. Exactly, because I want to go here. Where are my notes? There we go, 2K notes. Going to do some screen jumping today. Just going to have to deal with it. And now we're there. Okay, here are the official patch notes. General stability, da-da-da-da-da. Gameplay updated the AI sequence logic to address repetitive behaviors. They're also vague. Improved reliability of AI sequence involving taunts, scripted attacks, and multiple ropes stunned attacks. I have not been impressed at all with the AI sequencing. I think it's actually worked maybe 2 times for me. It's attempted to several times. But because this game reverses every fucking thing, no matter what you set the thing at, it just keeps on messing up the sequence. The island, I'm just going to skip it because it has no importance to me at all. Create a superstar. Address reported concerns related to face morphing, resetting after adjusting a slider. Wrong! It's not fixed because Status has already posted video saying 3rd time you said you fixed it, 3rd time it's not fixed, and he's showing it. So, lies. You writing down that you fixed it does not solve the problem. Otherwise, it would all be fixed and working. Again, the fact that these people have a job is stunning to me because they're so bad at it. Create an arena. Address reported concern related to the LED ring post edits appearing blocked when viewing in movie. Again, I don't use LEDs, so I don't know these things. Anything LED, I'm going to skip over because, again, it doesn't pertain to me or what I do on this channel. Address reported concern related to the unnatural metallic shine or gloss effects placed images in Create Arena. I'm wondering if that fixes the issue with aprons. Let us see. And again, we're going to be switching back and forth between Wrestlechat and Game On. So let's go over here to Create an Arena. If you don't know, the minute you put a logo on one of these skirts, oh, I'm in my main account too, which I don't know if I got too much to practice this on. We'll go with this down here, I guess. Once you put a logo on the skirts, it no longer looks like material. It ends up looking like M&M candy coating. So it deleted the logo that was already there, which is interesting. Why would you do that, I wonder? Let's go to ring, and let's go to apron, and let's add all aprons. Add new image. Custom images, and I don't recall what size this was, but I'm guessing it'll be in the 512 category, but let's see. Yep, there it is. It's also much larger. This was originally made when they had it where you couldn't enlarge the logos. And I actually kind of liked it at that size. Thought it fit well. And guess what? No candy coating. So that's actually fixed. Congratulations, 2K. You have fixed one thing. One thing is fixed. I don't hit that button that often. I got to figure out where it's hiding. All right. You'd like to continue? Yeah, please. Can't upload. I'm sure I still can't go on to community creations. I'll save that for last. But I'm sure that's never getting fixed. I've given up the goat on that. They're just not going to fix it. They're not going to address it. They probably don't know how to because they're idiots. Let's go to one more arena and see if it removed all my logos there too, because that's going to suck. These aren't logos, though. These were custom made in-game. So it would suck badly if they did delete these. Okay, that's still there. All right, thank you. Now, in the meantime, does it still look candy-coated? Yep, sure does. Let's see if by changing just one... No, I don't want that. If changing just one fixes the problem. The candy coating I refer to is it's all smoothed out. It's not as shiny as it's been, but it's all smoothed out. There's no ripply effect going on, which I hate that. It bothers me. It really does. Let's jump back to the ring here. Apron is here. We'll swap that out. Change image. Design. And I'm going to basically put the same image back. And nope, doesn't fix it. So my guess is I can undo all that work. Just so you understand what I'm talking about here, let's take a look at this apron. How many different shapes and designs and everything that it took to make that ring apron, since I cannot upload logos because I can't go on community creation. In this case, I take it back. This is my backup account where I can go on community creation. I can't upload logos to this account because this account doesn't have an email address attached to it, as it's my backup account on my PlayStation. So because I have no email address, I can't sync this up in any way, shape, or form with the 2K website. And I'm at the mercy of other people, and I don't want to keep bothering people to upload stuff on my behalf. So, yeah, I'm just going to say actually nothing changes here. So we're just going to back out of it. And from that standpoint, it looks like they fixed the issue, but if you've already got the problem, you're probably stuck with the problem. Unless you're willing to go and undo a lot of stuff. And maybe it's not that much. Maybe you only have one logo like I had on the Superstar show, but that actually deleted itself, which I thought was odd. Let me test it on this one. Does this have a logo on it? I'm not sure if I put one. I did not. Stage. Nope, not stage. Sorry. Ring. Apron. Odd that even with nothing there. All right, let's go that route. Maybe that's the trick, is you have to. But by doing that, I would have got rid of all the logos and stuff. So that's kind of what it is. You got to get back to square one, and then I think you'll be all right. Let me see. Lest I speak too soon. How are we looking? I'm still not seeing. There's a little bit of ripple going on there, but not the normal amount. And we didn't even put a logo on this bitch. So maybe they didn't fix it. The other one looked like it was definitely improved upon. But this is actually not looking too much better. This is 2K, man. This is the way 2K operates. Oh. Jay says he did the pricing on the Persona cards, and it comes out to $100 per card at the moment. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like I said, I got a bunch of free shit that came with the game, and then I just log in every day and get whatever they're giving away. Sometimes you get XP. I did actually do a couple of their real low-level challenges because it was 2,000 XP on each one of them, so I did do that. So I picked up 4,000 XP that way, but other than that, I'm not buying anything. Miracle's in the house. How you doing, buddy? You heard they fixed. Well, we haven't got to Universe yet. We're working our way there. I'm just going down the list. So I'm going to say that arenas are not fixed. I was thinking it was fixed initially and originally, but at this point in time, I'm not. No, that's not the way that should look. So we're going to say no bueno on that. All right. Address reported concerns about the LEDs. All right, that's all for the arena. Create an entrance. Not something I spend a lot of time on, and the ones that I do, I literally just usually copy something that's as close as possible from someone else. Seldom will I break down entrances over scene by scene by scene. I just find those usually look very glitchy and stupid. You know, you'll have one scene where the guy comes walking out with a towel, and then the next thing you know, he hasn't got a towel, and then all of a sudden the towel reappears. Addressed reported concerns related to Titantrons reverting to generic when having 5 different motions in the timeline. Okay, we're back to that again. So since I don't really do that, I haven't had that problem. But apparently it's a thing. Not that I'm at all surprised by that. Address reported concerns related to the Pyro timeline placement, failing to adjust and appear behind the UI when adjusting motions or placing the Pyro too early in entrance creations. Again, I just generally don't mess with any of that shit because it's 2K. 2K is just going to give you the bare bones basics. That's what y'all have to realize. They show you all these cool tools, but don't expect them to work. Really. We're on like year 10. How many years have they had the operation now? 12 years? They started with 14, so 12 years. If you ain't figured it out by now, it ain't getting fixed. You'd be lucky if it's fixed in 27, honestly. Oh, and that reminds me. I hope I saved it. I got something to share with you guys. You're going to love it. Remind me, somebody in the chat, if I start to lose track of it, remind me to show you guys the first commercial for 2K27. And I didn't even make this one. I wish I would have. Address reported concerns related to the Pyro. Address reported concerns related to preview prompts not functioning as intended after applying custom videos to Titantrons. It's just so much. And again, if you fixed all this shit, what did you fuck up? Address reported concerns related to certain entrance motions leading to a placeholder. I got nothing there. Address reported concerns related to a missing save changes to multiple modes prompt. I'm glad I don't deal with any of this shit. Honest to God, it's just I'm getting a headache just reading all this, and we're on month like 4. We're like a third of the way through the lifespan of this game, and you still haven't got it working. This should be criminal. Honestly, people should be arrested. They should be sentenced to a year in prison. And then that shit will stop. But until you see people in handcuffs, and until you see them in a courtroom paying lawyer fees out the ass, and until you see them behind bars, this is not going to stop. And start with 2K, by the way, or TKO. With TKO, because you know they're really the ones mostly behind this increase in financial. Address reported concerns related to inconsistent motion, names, and displays when changing templates after switching motion. Blah, 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 blah. No. Create a championship. Let's move along to something that might matter. Addressed reported concerns related to potential soft locks when scrolling items and selecting front plate, side plate, or straps in Create a Championship. I don't think I've had it lock up on me. I don't think I did. Create a video. I didn't do that, and I generally don't because that eats up a lot of memory. Address a reported concern related to a potential crash when canceling encoding while loading bar is full after accepting a highlighted clip in a creation video. My faction. Again, shit that I really don't care a whole lot about, but let's just see what my faction's got going on, because there are a lot of problems with my faction. Address reported concerns related to the quick breather badge that caused the stamina and health recovery to not trigger. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you what. You've got the quick breather badge, but it won't let you breathe. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. Address reported concerns related to several instances of inconsistent win conditions being displayed across various menus. Huh? Addressed reported concerns related to several instances of inconsistent win conditions being displayed across various menus. So I'm guessing that you see the main menu and it tells you what you have to do to win. Then you get into the match and all of a sudden it switches it around on you, which that sounds like a 2K thing. That's maybe they're getting an early start on the whole John Cena rules thing, where it doesn't matter if you win or not. Addressed reported concerns where a match would not end if you chose to spectate after losing. After losing. I'm assuming you're talking about like a Rumble. Or a Battle Royal or something like that. Match would not end. It could be a little bit more descriptive, but of course they're always vague. Address reported concerns related to a display issue where the requirements would be cut off when backing out of a lineup selection. Okay. Again, these are things I have not dealt with, but I don't spend much time there. Address reported concerns where the cell would appear and disappear randomly when using a third-person camera. They are the gift that just keeps on giving. Address reported concerns related to several inconsistent sound effects across multiple menus. Hit somebody in the head and all of a sudden the ring bell goes off. Address reported concerns where the Titantron would display the incorrect winner in a certain circumstances. Address reported concerns where the Titantron would not highlight the current active superstar after a swap in a quick swap match. And address reported concerns where the pre-match screen would appear black. Wonderful. My GM, another division of this game I have nothing to do with. Stability improvements and roster updates. That's it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get ready to rumble! Yeah!
Okay, universe mode. Improved universe stability. Okay, thanks. Improved stability and functionality when using alt attires. Yeah, I have noticed some of my alt attires reverting after I've booked shows. Improved stability and functionality of the SGR match types. SGR? I'm not sure what SGR stands for, but one of you guys, I'm sure, will put it in the comments. Improved stability and functionality of post-match cash-ins with rivalry outcomes. I haven't tried a cash-in yet. Address reported concerns of the match table being locked when adding a major show midweek. I guess I really don't add shows. My shows are pretty much set. Addressed reported concerns of limited custom match scene selection when challenging someone to a match in a promo. Yeah. Again, these are things I'm not really messing with. I'm waiting to see. Well, y'all know what I'm waiting to see. And we're going to test it out either way because I'm not going to take their word for it. Address reported concerns of custom championships not appearing in promos. That's one. We're definitely going to want to test that out. Address reported concerns of Money in the Bank cash-ins not being available when they should be. Whoops. Address reported concerns of superstars being able to select incorrect teams during the draft. Address reported concerns of wins failing to count after some self-promo challenges. Address reported concerns of Money in the Bank cash-in wins not tracking in stats. These are just a couple of little things that slip past them in quality assurance, before they launch the game. Address reported concerns, which means that the YouTube creators that were sent out there, flown out there to hang out and play the game a little bit, didn't have time to do all this shit. Address reported concerns of duplicate superstars appearing in match after assigning 2 mystery superstars. I have yet to really take advantage of the mysteries, although I've got plans for that in the near future. So as I'm reading this right now, it may turn out to be a complete clusterfuck. We'll see. I'm planning on doing a battle bowl in the not too distant future. So yeah, that could be funny if Diamond Dallas Page is going up against Diamond Dallas Page. Address reported concerns of import teams not working for a new universe save. I have not had any problem with the tag teams importing, so hopefully that's not an issue. Address reported concerns of tag team members being able to call out their tag team partner for the tag team championship. Well, that does kind of set up an interesting scenario, doesn't it? I hate your guts. Let's fight over the titles and who gets to keep them. Yeah, you could do a story angle off of that, I suppose. Address reported concerns of users being able to trigger Money in the Bank cash-ins as the ref in special guest referee matches. I like that. Wait a minute. Let's think that through for a minute. Hold on. Maybe you should have left that shit in there. You got Shawn Michaels is your Money in the Bank winner. But he's the guest referee between Triple H and Undertaker, and Triple H is the world champion. And then mid-match, he cashes in. I like it. That shit should stay in the game. Come on, man. Y'all got it backwards. You actually had something done right there, and you went and messed it up. All right. Gosh, damn it. That's too funny. Let me skip here. Address reported concerns being able. Okay, that's that one. Address reported concerns of users being able to swap completed day 2 of a PLE. What? Say what? Reported concerns of users being able to swap completed day 2 of a PLE. If it's completed, what are you swapping it with? I don't get it. But again, I haven't taken advantage of a 2-day event, so if I do a Crockett Cup, then I may do that. Address reported concerns of invalid match cards when users unassign superstars on final match of the show. And generally not a problem for me either because I just make my card up and it's good to go. Address reported concerns of the challenge timer counting down during transition sequences of 3 stages of hell matches. Let's go over that again. Address reported concerns of the challenge timer counting down during the transition sequences Yeah, so you're losing seconds in between, I guess, if there's a countdown on it. All right. I wouldn't have thought of putting a time limit on a 3 stages of hell match, but okay. Addressed reported concerns of minor shows appearing inactive when a superstar is assigned to multiple shows. Haven't had the problem. Addressed reported concerns of being unable to save entrance victory changes to other modes after editing a superstar in universe mode. I feel like I've been successful with that. And what I've always told people is if you're going to make changes to someone's entrance or a tag team's entrance, not tag team so much. Tag team, I'll always do that from the main menu, and then I save it into the universe modes. I always keep my main menu with all the tag teams set up the way I want them, and then I'll import them. And if I get a new tag team, I update the main menu, and I import it to the necessary universe save slots. That said, if I'm changing an individual's entrance, that I'll do in their universe mode, and then from there save it to the other options. And it seems like it's worked. I've checked on it a couple times, and it seemed like it was working to me. So, Money in the Bank cash-in notifications can now be dismissed. Okay. Addressed reported concerns of superstars' status effects not applying in the match, and increased RXP earned in match mode. Wait, there's more. I was about to say they didn't touch on my shit yet, but wait. I see the word cutscenes. Ooh. I don't know what I was looking for. Never mind. New entrance for Tiffany Stratton. Okay, big deal. New entrance for Demolition. We knew about these two things. Address reported concerns of instances with incorrect motion being selected for Create a Victory. Addressed reported concerns of several entrance issues with missing or misaligned props. Addressed reported concerns with the director's mode camera clipping into superstars. Director's mode camera clipping? I don't know. Again, I've been actually happy about the camera shit. That's one of the few things I can say from day one that I was impressed with. Addressed several belt clipping issues in cutscenes. Well, what about entrances? Because, man, those belts clip horribly. So hopefully that's entrances we're talking about. We'll see. Addressed reported concerns in entrances that would cause superstars to appear blurry for a few seconds. Yeah, it's called low frame rates, you idiots. Addressed reported concerns of duplicate props appearing in entrances. Haven't had that problem. Address reported concerns of incorrect superstars to read for championship belts in gameplay. What? Address reported concerns of incorrect superstars to read for championship belts in gameplay. No idea what that means. That's not even a well-formed sentence. But it's 2K, so they probably have like ChatGPT doing all their notes. Address reported concerns in entrances with championship belts deforming when being held by superstars. Yep. That's a thing. Addressed reported concerns of clipping issues in Create an Entrance and Create a Victory. Addressed reported concerns of a referee's arm deforming in Charlotte Flair's entrance. Addressed reported concerns related to Roman Reigns clipping through the chamber and barricade in his Elimination Chamber and War Games entrances. Well, he is the tribal chief, so you got to give him that. Folks, there's a lot of shit they didn't talk about here. There's a lot of stuff that we ain't talked about here. I'm just saying. It's my boy McCoy in the house. Oh, Lord have mercy. To have to tolerate these dumb motherfuckers year in and year out. It just never any improvement. Never, ever any improvement. We're going to mess around with some shit here in a minute. THQ had 14 and 2K just slapped their logo on it. Yeah, that's true. Patchomania running wild. Yeah, I don't think so. I'd be surprised. And still no ramp camp for custom arenas. Dude, like I said at the start of this stream, whatever ain't fixed by now ain't happening. My universe shit, my referees attacking and stuff, I guarantee you that's going to happen right now. They're not fixing it. Address reported concerns that the game is broken and just ignored it. Yeah, pretty much. Again, they're even listing shit that they did that they didn't do. Status showed it. It put a video up. They said now that they fixed the whole sliders resetting when you do any face adjustments and shit, and that they've addressed it. He said, third time you say you've addressed it, third time it ain't fixed. And he's showing it on camera. It's like, you guys, man, I just don't even know what to do with you. I just don't know what to do with you. But yeah, that ramp cam thing is going to get fixed the same time my universe mode cutscenes do. Oopsies, yeah, that's about the way to put it. Yeah, Sean, I mean, I'm honestly not expecting anything. I've got all my jobbers at 30, and they put up a pretty damn good fight at 30. I'm at the point now where when I do my Saturday shows, I have to play the matches. That's the only way we're going to get an honest-to-God squash match. Because the damn game, no matter what you do with the sliders, it just fucking reverses all the time. It's annoying as hell. The sliders don't mean shit. They really don't. They haven't changed anything. I got people at 30. I got people at 80. You wouldn't know the difference. If I didn't tell you who was who, you wouldn't know the difference. And half the time, the 30 is that close to winning. Dress reported concerns, camera glitches during eliminations, and just said, tough shit. Yeah, that's about it. Well, it's the same way Triple H and Nick Khan came out and said, we're going to lose some wrestling fans. That's okay. They're not real wrestling fans. They don't give a fuck anymore. They simply do not give a fuck. They digress again. Yeah, I have Cole Quinn. $2K's Pinocchio. Yeah, I kind of like that, isn't it? All right, let's mess around a little bit. So they say they fixed the promos with created titles. Let me load this sucker up here. And which one do I want to mess with? Let me go here, I guess. I actually got to play out these Friday, Saturday shows. I haven't even started on them yet. But we will put a minor show here to mess with. And we will use... Yeah, you know what? We'll go with NWA. They have more fictitious titles. And the good thing about that is then I can switch over to the belts that I actually want to use. And let me just throw some arena in here. Actually, let me see. Let me use Boston again because I redid the lighting. It was too dark. I redid the lighting, and let me see what it looks like. Then I'm going to have to go back in and clear this out. All right, let's go here. And then we've got... Well, we'll just take this. What I need, let's try it again. I'm sorry. I need champions. Somebody's got a created title. So who's got the TV title currently? It was Muda. He lost it to whom? Anderson's got the U.S. Well, we'll use Anderson. That's fine. You can use the U.S. title. There you go. Going to call that out. So we got that there. Now let's set that up. Arn Anderson is going to promo. And he's going to call out. And we'll just see if he comes out with a belt or not. I'll tell you all about the disaster that I had to deal with the last 2 days as well, after I get this set up here. On the opposite side of this camera is a wall. On the opposite side of that wall is the guest bathroom. And the other day, while I was working on some stuff, I heard this ungodly noise from the guest bathroom. And normally that would be me, but I was in here. And I go in there, and there is water gushing. And I'm in panic mode because that's about 12 inches away. That's about 12 inches away from the studio here, and that makes me very uncomfortable.
That's what she said.
Managed to turn off the valve going to the toilet tank, thinking it's the hose itself, and I still think it's the hose itself, but I'm not positive on that. Anyway, in about 45 seconds it took me to turn off the valve, it put over 5 gallons of water there. And I got the shop vac going and got it all up and mopped up the rest of it, and I thought I did a pretty good job, but apparently a lot of that water managed its way out of the bathroom and into the hallway and living room, which is all wood floors. And if you don't know what water does when it gets underneath wood floors, I'm here to tell you. It's a mess. It's not good. They're all buckled up. So I'm trying desperately to get a hold of my guy that will not take advantage of me, and he'll do it right. But he ain't answering the phone, which has got me a little upset and perturbed. But we'll see. It's going to cost some money. That ain't going to be a cheap fix. All right, what are we doing here? Arn Anderson, the Barbarian, are going to do a promo with a belt. And in the meantime, I'm guessing we can just have Sting come down and see how. I think the belt was okay on him, though. I don't remember that having clipping issues with him. Let's see. Who else has a title? Obviously, Tully. Let's go with Nikita. How's that? Nikita Koloff. He's got a belt. So this gives us a created title. I think I'm using a created US, or am I using the in-game one? That's a good question. Don't know. I can't remember who has the TV title right now. Son of a bitch. Dusty. Oh, Rotunda has it. That's who has it. Let's go this route. Why is he not coming? Oh, there he is. Okay. So that'll give us a couple of titles there. And then I need... Well, I can do it with this as well. One-stop shopping. I'm going to have Sting attack. Or I think it's the Brawl that's given us the issues. Ringside DQ and Brawl. Sting heads down to the ringside to sit at... No, not that one. Ringside post-match. Sting rushes down at the end of the match and attacks from behind, starting a brawl between the two rivals. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one that's been jacked up. And in the meantime, Rotunda's going to go against Mulkey. We'll just start with that. That gives us a little something, something. So we'll get to test out the promos. No. I want to control it. And we'll see how that all turns out. Once again, welcome to those of you on Twitch. If you're a bot or somebody posting bullshit, I'm just going to ban you right off the bat. But we thank you guys. Oh, he's got a belt. All right, that's an improvement. So far, so good. And it's not floating in the air. Still got to work on the lighting. It's still a little too dark. Although I like them when they're in the ring. Yeah, it's still too dark. Got to lighten it up more. Nothing exciting. I just want to see what it will do. Oh, he's bitching out. Look at that. Barbarian's a punk. All right, so at least we've got the belts, even if they're created belts. Which is great because there's other belts I've been wanting to use. Like, I didn't want Hogan doing the Winged Eagle yet. I wanted him using the other one, but now that I've been using it, I don't know if I want to go backwards. I feel like kind of be awkward. And for that matter, I could say probably the same. I've got an NWA Big Gold that somebody made that has the big NWA letters on it, but now that I've kind of transitioned into WCW mode, it's a little probably too late. It's a really good job on the belt, though. The Bloodline match. Remind me, what was the issue with the Bloodline match? I do recall there being something. All right, let's see how our clipping's doing here. Well, it's clipping like a motherfucker back there. I mean, granted, he is wearing a jacket. But clipping is clipping where I come from. By the way, is there not a way to turn off the music on a created show? So like when you're in the title screen, to not have music playing, which has always been there in the past. And I have gone through this thing every way I can imagine. You can turn off all music, but then there goes your entrance stuff as well, which I don't want to do that. Yeah, Sean, I like the lighting. Let me see, though. That was a promo a minute ago. Let's see what the actual match itself looks like. All right, let's just jump into the match now so I can... Again, for the house shows, I wanted it to have... You see, like, that's too dark. It's only going to be decent if they're in the middle of the ring. Oh, shit, I forgot. I'm actually controlling him. For a minute here, let me swap that out so I can check some camera angles. See, I kind of like this. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with that, or I don't know if I can make it much brighter than I had to. I think I can make it brighter. Although right now the corners seem not so bad. I might be sticking with this. Again, I wanted it to have that arena house show lighting vibe going on. And if anyone's been trying to accomplish this, it's not all that hard. Basically, you want to take, where is it at? That lighting, that's all normally would be over by the stage. I think it's, stage lighting 1 or some shit like that. If you go from the bottom up, it's like the second row over, or second row up and 2 from the left over. And then you just have to kind of move it into position and then turn all the other lights to black. And then you can kind of get that effect going on there. Which, again, to me, just has that real 80s vibe. I'll probably go in there and change out the Ico Pro for, this is supposed to be the NWA's Boston Garden. Oh, no, it's not. I take it back. It's not. All right, let me switch back to controlling Rotundo so we can get this running and see if the referee's going to jump me again. Anybody want to take bets? Get the hell out of here, Mulkey. Might want to change that move up. By the way, you want to see something funny? During the, I want to say it was either during the promo for the Vision last week, I saw a clip, or maybe it was after they did their Damage. All I know is they were standing in the middle of the ring. I want to believe that was during the promo, and Logan was standing right about here facing the hard cam. And he started doing that stupid motion that they do here in the game where they twist their ankle a little bit, you know, the heel turn kind of move. And I swear to God, I think he was doing it just to fuck with the developers. Or maybe they told him, hey, do it because everyone's talking about it. Nobody ever does it in a wrestling match. Get up, Billy. Oh, that's right. The guy's appearing on the stage. Forgot about that shit. Oh, what did I tell you, man? When Mulkeys are able to kick out, you know something's seriously wrong. What just happened? That's not, by the way, that's not the cutscene I booked, by the way, is it? Wasn't it supposed to be at the end of the match? What is this shit? Oh, he's got the paparazzi. It's the first time I'm seeing that. I hadn't seen the paparazzi one because all last year they never got it working. I didn't think it was working. Well, hey, again, surprise, surprise, surprise. I thought I was going to do the Jimmy Hart kind of version where it came up on the backside there, the ring, like over here on the apron, and had the flash blow off. But at least we got that. Infrared, my brother from another mother. Glad you're here, man. In a minute here, we're going to talk about some wrestling. Dark days of wrestling are upon us, boys and girls. All right, let's see what cutscene do we get here. There it is, the referee. Still not fixed. How fucking many years will it take? Let's see if he's also still catatonic, which I'm sure he will be. Got submission hold on him. Might not be ready to get him yet. All right. I got to get him to tap out just to prove that the referee isn't going to do anything about it anyway. Not that he should have been the one running in. For a minute there, I thought, when I saw Mulkey in the ring, I thought they might have actually got it fixed. Part of me is kind of glad it's not fixed because I didn't want to have to give them credit. I feel much better being right that they fucking suck. It's been like 3 months now, I've been reporting this shit, assholes. You gonna ever fix anything? Nah. Nah. That looked like it hurt. Tapping out. Referee just stands there. So this will go on forever and ever and ever, and the only way to get out of it is to either quit or simulate the match. Boom. So, not fixed. Big surprise. Big surprise. Nothing fixed. They got belts in the intro, in the promos. That's it. That's like literally the only thing they really fixed. All right, I'm not going to waste too much more time. I already knew that that was going to be the case, but I just had to prove it. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain is a great game. Lord Lewis is in the house. Modded the PS2 version of SmackDown, Here Comes the Man, added 100 attires. Damn. Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Warrior, etc. Yeah, I was doing that with the N64 mods for a little while. I'm just not big on having PC gaming. Like, I don't put the games on my PC. I'm a console guy. But boy, if they ever came out with one of those for console, I would definitely be into it. And I like the N64 ones. I just found them a little bit too much of a pain in the ass to set them up all the time. There was multiple steps to it, and I don't even remember all that stuff. And I'm not that technically savvy. So, but more power to those of you that have it. It does. That was always one of my favorite WWE games. I mean, that just was a blast to play, man. It's so much fun. And at the rate things are going with this piece of shit, I may end up going back that route. Who knows? We were going to do... Yeah, we wanted to see about the Bloodline. Let's see. Where are you, Bloodline? Entrances are on. That's important. Oh, it was a title match, though. Hold on. It's got to be a title match. At least I think it... Well, let's put it this way. A title match for sure was an issue. So I got to have... He should have a belt, right? Should have. All right, let's go back this way again. We'll know in a minute. Yep, he does. Okay. Day of Reckoning 2. I don't know that I've ever played that. Wrestle Kingdom I have not played. Day of Reckoning. What system was that? Was for one of the more obscure systems, wasn't it? Wasn't that for like Dreamcast or something? Skip through that. Once again, welcome to everybody joining us here on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch numbers are up. I'm really happy about that. We are climbing a little quicker than I was anticipating, so I appreciate that. GameCube. All right. I knew it was one of those ones that I didn't have. Did GameCube ever have that many wrestling titles? I feel like they didn't. I've got to go check out old video of those games, though, because I don't even know. I feel like Day of Reckoning, I might not have even watched any gameplay. Same thing with the Dreamcast. I haven't seen a lot of the gameplay from that either. They had 4 titles? No shit. Okay. All right, when they get ready to do the ring announcements, let's see if the 2 run-in squads are standing at the top of the ramp. It happens quickly. You got to look. Yep, there they are, right? Yep, there they are. Look at them all falling down. They fucking fell out of the air. Oh, my God. 2K, honestly, just quit. Just give your notice. Let them know we can't do this. We suck. Find another company. We're giving you our notice. We're done. Do the right thing. We'll think highly of you if you do. Oh, the belt. It's still floating. Where's the belt, 2K? Yeah, you fix shit. Look at it. Look at it. You guys should be fucking embarrassed. You suck. You are garbage. Absolute garbage. You should all be unemployed. I will not shed a tear when that company goes bankrupt, and it will. Mark my words. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but they are going to be THQ. And they got themselves to thank for it because they fucking suck. Big hairy dick. You got guys falling out of the sky. Absolute joke. So I can never do a title match as a bloodline match because you're going to see everything that's happening in advance. Or have to play it in advance and then cut scenes out so that you can't see it. And I like to do my stuff live most of the time, especially for something like that. It's just, I'm tired of having to find a way to make it work, as my boy McCoy likes to say. I'm just tired of that. Sick and tired of it. Oh. All right, let's talk some wrestling shit in general here while I fix this. What's going on with this thing? There you go. Few things I want to talk about. Number one thing. is wrestling channels being shut down on YouTube. Couple of different reasons. One of them, might have been Cultaholic. I'm not positive, but I think it's Cultaholic. Just did a major scale down on their editing department. And scale down meaning they got rid of all of them because they're not making the kind of money they need to make to pay the staff. James Romero was talking about it, and he's in the same boat as me where I don't got any staff. It's all me. I just take care of it, and I do my own this, and I do my own that. He actually has an editor working for him, so he's got one person, I guess, on the payroll. But, yeah, he was talking about why these channels suddenly aren't getting the views that they got in the past. And I told him it's because what are the channels based on? They're based on today's wrestling. Who can watch this shit? If you can't watch the program because it's god-awful, and it is, then how in the world do you expect people are going to tune in and watch these 15-minute videos recapping the shit that I don't want to watch, that I can't make myself sit through? So having thrown in the towel on WWE, there's just no saving them. As long as TKO's in charge, it's done. It's done, over. When they're sitting there saying, oh, yeah, we know we're going to lose some fans. That's okay. We don't need those fans. You will need those fans. You just don't know it yet. And by the time you do, we're not coming back. I'm not coming back. I can't imagine that they could ever turn that ship around at this point. It is so far sailed off. And then I'm like, okay, I have no choice. I've got to give AEW a chance. At least Tony's treating his people better. Maybe not perfectly in all cases, but better. And I switch over, and I think it was Dynamite was on, and I shit you not, I wasn't watching for 10 seconds. And FTR sends Adam Copeland into the ropes, comes back up, and damned if they don't go for a flapjack and drop him on his head sideways. I'm like, this is why I stopped watching you guys. And these are seasoned vets. Fast forward 20 seconds. Pockets is in the ring with his hands in his pockets, kicking the shins of his opposition. I'm done. Ring the bell. Tapping out. That's it. It'll be another 2 months before I go to AEW again. By the way, they were competing in probably a smaller arena than TNA Impact. It was a small crowd. You know who else has a small crowd? The NWA with Billy Corgan. That is now on Comet TV, if you can find it. I think Access was easier for me to find. It was. I mean, Comet, you can get it on the internet without a problem, but so far it's like they don't have an app for your smart stick. So if you have a Fire Stick or an On-Box, yeah, there's no app for it. There's no channel for it, so you'd have to go either on your phone and then send it over to your TV screen, or if you can get on your smart TV and go online, do it that way. And I decided, let's see how bad things are. Let me watch this first episode on Comet, because I actually heard some positive things about it. And here's what I'll say. I didn't sit through all of it, but I sat through a lot more of it than I have in a long time. And it wasn't disgusting. Now, I know that's not exactly a raving review and you know, painting the rosiest picture of all time. But that's the best I got for it, is it wasn't disgusting. There were some parts of it that were mildly watchable. You've got teams in there like the Good Brothers that are in there now, and they're getting wrapped up. They're doing the Crockett Cup tournament, but they're doing, like, you know, a few matches here, a few matches there over the weeks, and then they'll have a big blow-off for the title or the cup win at the end. I'm a big, if you're going to do the Crockett Cup, do it in a 1 or 2 night tournament. Out of all the teams that are there, there's only maybe 2 that are mildly recognizable, but then the other ones weren't terrible that I saw. There was some stuff there that just wasn't horrible, okay, which is a step up. They had a women's match, which was, wasn't bad, wasn't great, But I tell you, if they had 200 people there, I'd be amazed. It was the smallest friggin' crowd I've seen on a televised wrestling show outside of the NWA from Hollywood and NWA from Arizona, those little offshoot NWA programs. Yeah, it's not. It's better than it was the last time I watched it. And that's probably because you have some recognizable names in there. Tim Storm's back doing commentary, which is where he needs to be. He's too old to be wrestling. He has no agility at this point in time anymore. Well, let's see. I'll give them another shot. I stumbled across something I'd never even heard of before on YouTube earlier today, which was, I want to say, WXW Wrestling. And I gave that probably about 15 minutes. It's just too hokey for me. It's kind of like a really bad version of Lucha Underground, but it's not necessarily about luchas. It's just that style of way over the top storytelling and way over the top characters, and it's almost closer to Glow. If Glow and Lucha Underground had a baby, it would be WXW. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Yeah, Primetime Slime Balls are the tag team champions, and I haven't seen them in action. I saw them do a promo, and, it was what it was. Infrared watched the last two. I saw the most recent one, which was, again, I don't even recall. The main event was supposed to be like a lights out match or an unsanctioned match, and I gotta be honest, I didn't sit through that. If you're gonna do NWA wrestling, I'm also not a big fan of the red ring, the ring apron. What I loved about it back in 19 and 18 is it really replicated the old vibe. It had the blue ring with the gold lettering, and I look, over the years, would they have changed that? Probably they did. I don't know. The red thing wasn't working for me. It kind of takes it away a little bit. But at the end of the day, what you guys do in the ring and what you guys do on a microphone, that's going to make or break it for me. That's going to make me want to watch or not want to watch. Again, I'm out of options. But if the in-ring product is this bad, then how in the world do you expect that people are watching these channels that recap wrestling? The thing that saves James Romero is he's got guys like Dutch Mantell talking about the old days, and then you got Stevie Richards talking about the not so old days. One of the things they were talking about and their concerns is that a lot of the channels that have been struck down by WWE lately, and if you haven't heard about this, for these people to do reaction channels. Now, I'm of the same opinion as these guys are, in that when you see these guys that make no effort, this is one thing that irks the shit out of me. If I see a channel that has more subs, more views, more comments, more likes, and I'm looking at someone who put no fucking effort into their work, it pisses me off. It really does. I spend time, I spend energy, I spend money to make this as good as I can get it. And I could say the same thing about a lot of people. Blaze, same thing. Countless hours to give something back that is worthy of viewers coming and tuning into it, okay? One of the things Romero was talking about is his video links and the Cultaholic video links are both generally about 12 to 15 minutes long because it's hard. There's so many people out there competing for eyeball at time, and even me, I'll spend hours on YouTube just flipping through the next. And, the thing that I've really adopted a lot lately is the double speed and let it play through in double speed, and you can generally keep track of what's being said and all that. And then pause when you get to the moments that you actually want to digest. But, man, oh, man. So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Ohio Valley Wrestling. I haven't watched it in a long time. I actually have the app on. I have my Fire Stick here, and I've got the on box in the living room. I know it's on the Fire Stick. I'm not sure if it's in the living room. And I find that I'm watching more. If I'm going to have wrestling on, it's in here. Because I can put it on the screen over here on my left, and I can be playing Rocket League up here. Another thing to get into real quickly here is Triller If you know, that's the Fight channel that basically has a ton of stuff on there that most of it's paid to watch, but there are some things that are free. And I guess they're having some financial difficulties because there's talk that they may be not around too much longer. And I'm looking at the several pay-per-view events that I have purchased that will be gone. So I'm trying to back them up when I have time to do so. I did get Ric Flair's last match, that whole show. I backed that up last night, but that was 3 hours long, so I had to basically hit play and record and go and do some other shit. And that's what I'll have to do with the other ones if I want to keep them. I have probably 4 to 6 of the TNAs, or the Impact Wrestling, I should say, back when it was pretty decent, back in 19, before COVID. So I got a few of those there. I had the NWA, but that was one of the first dominoes to fall. They took the rights back. So now, even though I bought them, you didn't buy it, it's gone. So those first 4 pay-per-views that NWA did under Billy Corgan, gone. Have no way of watching them. Don't show the show. Simple fix. Dude, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. Do us all a favor. Do us all a favor, man. Just stop showing these shows on Monday and Friday because they suck. And no one's watching the other ones, so don't worry about that. But it's just so bad. Yeah, so AEW said deuces. Now, I only have one AEW pay-per-view, and I want to probably back that up tonight because I don't know how much longer it'll be there. And it was the one where CM Punk made his return, his in-ring competitive return against Darby Allin. And that was actually a good show. That's back before they, fucked the pooch. All things AEW are traced back to CM Punk. They hit their highest numbers when they got him, and they lost their ass when they let little jungle bitch become the priority over CM Punk. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Oh, no, I kind of like the other idea better, Blaze. Just don't put the shows on TV anymore, and we have no problem. There's got to be some, like, Roadrunner reruns or something that we can put into that time slot that'll be more entertaining. But, yeah, that's what these idiots are doing. It's not even like what Stevie does, and he's concerned that they could technically try doing something about it when he does the what went wrongs. And he has the whiteboard out there, and he's got the clip, and he's showing it and breaking down. Well, so it's a double-edged sword. They can do it. They can pull your video. They can strike your account. You can fight it. And you'll win. You might need some money. You might need a lawyer. Some people have done this and won. Because as long as you are taking content, and it's under 8 minutes in total of anything, and you are now disseminating it, you're not just showing it to show it. You are showing it for educational purposes, whether it's part of a news story, as to, this is what happened and blah, blah, blah. Now, I know they don't want you showing what happened at the end of their matches and shit, but it's no different than people on TV showing the Super Bowl and the touchdowns that took place on NBC. You're not only a news outlet. Let's put it this way. If they gave a shit, if your local Fox station was doing their sports recap, and tonight was WrestleMania, and during the main event, and they showed the finish to the main event, they're not going to get in trouble for it. They're allowed to do that. It's free reign. You have that right to use copyrighted material in limited amounts if you're using it for news or if you're disseminating it for educational purposes, things of that nature. It is protected. But they know the average person is not going to fight that because they don't have money for a lawyer, and they take advantage of that. So Stevie and Romero may end up finding themselves in a little bit of a problem. Well, Blaze, here's the thing, though. It still comes down to the same thing. It's going to fall under journalism. You do not have the oldest thing in the book is when people say you're not a journalist. If you're going out someplace and you have a camera and you're creating or grabbing content for a story, you're a journalist, period. Well, where are your credentials? There's no agency that issues credentials. No government agency. So, yeah, Fox may come up with their own credentials. I can come up with my own credentials. They mean no more, no less. Now, somebody else may view that as less worthy. Like if I go to WWE and say, hey, I got journalist credentials here, I'd like to cover WrestleMania, I'm sure they're going to laugh me out of the building, as opposed to if somebody with Fox credentials might be allowed in. But by the law, by the Constitution, we are journalists. So again, if you are taking that video and you are breaking it down in a news format, perfectly copyright protected, you're able to do that. You just have to have the ability to fight them back when they try to overstep their bounds. And they know you won't. That's why they do it, and that's why they get away with it. There are legalities, you're right. And part of that is the amount of minutes of any subject that you're allowed to use. Now, in these cases, if you're only showing 30 seconds, that's well within the rights. Well within. Again, showing it in, like, if I showed you a whole match from WrestleMania, yes, you're right. You can't do that. But if I'm saying, hey, they had a full house here in Vegas, and here's the main event, and it went back and forth, and I'm telling you what happened, and here's the closing moments, and you see 20 seconds, 10 seconds, that is 100% lawful. Now, am I going to hire a lawyer when they strike my account? No, right now I got a flood to deal with, okay? And they know that. They know that. What has to happen is they have to go after a Stevie account. And you would think between Stevie and Mr. What's his name there? John and Dutch Mantel, you would think they would have big enough audiences pooled together to come up with money for an attorney. And that's what you need. You need to have precedent. And there recently has been. I can't remember which channel it was. Wasn't one that I was personally familiar with. But it was over this exact subject matter. That they were using WWE content, but not in large amounts. It's small increments, like 10 seconds. There's another thing that's been going on for a lot longer. There's a guy that I follow occasionally. Well, I follow him. I just watch his videos occasionally. He's got one of those old pork pie hats, the straw hat type thing going on, and he's into music. I mean, when I say he's into music, this guy's a walking encyclopedia. And he will do the most in-depth breakdown over an album. Each song, what went into the making, what happened in the studio. And he knows because he talks to all these artists. They come on his show. He recently had, not that long ago anyway, Huey Lewis. And for those of you that don't know, Huey has been out of music for a long time because he's had a really bad inner ear ailment. It's a condition from obviously all the years. Well, they were actually saying it might not have anything to do with the years of concert playing and stuff, which I find hard to believe, but it just all of a sudden hit him one day about 5 or 7 years ago where any sound, it's just like really painful vibration. It doesn't necessarily have form to it. Sometimes he can't make out words that are being said. But it seems like it's been getting better, and there's even some talk that he might get back into a studio, which would be amazing. Anyway, this guy's sitting down talking to Huey Lewis about his stuff and all that. If he plays, he plays maybe 4 seconds of a song as he's talking about it, and just to make sure everyone knows what song we're talking about, that kind of thing, you know? And he has been having to fight his ass off to the point where he keeps saying, I don't know how much longer this channel's going to be here. But he's allowed to do that. It's copyrighted material, but you are allowed to use it. As long as you are changing it into something that it wasn't before, or that's how all these guys, if you look around, if you're Star Wars fans, now with AI, there's these guys, there's one in particular, again, I can't think of the name offhand, but makes amazing Star Wars videos with AI. And it looks just like Mark Hamill, looks just like Carrie Fisher. I mean, he's spending his money. And he's making his like 20-second clips and piecing them all together and all that. And those channels are doing great. And you don't think Disney would strike him down if he could? It's allowed as long as you are taking that content and creating a new form of art with it or disseminating for news purposes. You have to be able to display that's what you're doing, which clearly, when it comes to James Romero and Stevie Richards in particular, because they're the two that do the video part, Dutch really doesn't. It's fair use. That's what it's called, fair use. Yeah, wrestling is all subjective. I agree. I just wish there was better options out there than what seems to be. I might take a look at OVW. It's been a long time. Although, wait, what did OVW recently... Was that with... That wasn't Rampage's kid. That... OVW got in a lot of shit recently. Like, Al Snow is in deep shit because somebody damn near got killed. That was the one where the referee just pulled the guy out of the ring, out of the way that was half dead in the ring, and they just literally moved him so that they could finish the match. They're lucky they're still in business. Make your own opinion, try to enjoy the shows. Well, I want to enjoy the shows, buddy. I'd try. I even gave AEW another chance, and man, they wasted no time at all saying, nope. Dropping a 50-year-old on his head. Watch this. Well, again, showing people's content, depending on how it's... There's a way you can do it, and there's a way you can't do it. And obviously, these reaction guys are clearly in the wrong. And I've seen reaction... And again, that's all these people do. Even with shows in particular. Like, I remember when The Walking Dead was the big deal. And there were several channels. That's all they did. You know, the guy would be watching the show, and you'd see it a little bit in the screen, so you'd see which part of the scene they're on. And it was all those big moments, like when they killed Glenn and things like that, and you'd see the reactions. And then there was the other guys that would take all of their content and put it on a screen and have it all synced up so you could see, like, 20 people's reactions simultaneously. So... You got people stealing from AMC, and then you got people stealing from the people stealing from AMC. It's like it was a wicked little web of people just stealing content. But they were showing scenes, full-on scenes. And a lot of people will have a fair use counter going, where you'll see that clock ticking down from 8 minutes. That's the law. Fair use. As long as, you can't just be watching it and commenting on it. You have to have a little bit more going on there. Well, of course, WWE doesn't want them to do it because then you're not paying for their product, which I wasn't going to pay for in the first place because your product sucks. And even now, where most people know they don't have to pay for anything anymore. I mean, at this point, I think everyone knows about Fire Sticks and on boxes and mini computers and what side loading is. And if you don't, just look up side loading on YouTube and it'll teach you all about it. And for about $30, you can watch any damn thing in the world you want to watch. And I do mean in the world. You want to watch a game in UK and soccer? It's there. You want to watch rugby in Australia? It's there. You want to watch WWE anywhere? It's there. Ronda Rousey's fighting Saturday. I ain't paying nothing. Ah, WrestleSense. I missed that. Boy, I just had flashbacks when I saw that. Yeah, I mean, obviously still shots are going to be fine. They're not even going to catch it because without having the moving video, the algorithm isn't going to grab it. The filters, because they have a third party that does all this, the research and the punishments. It's actually done by a third party. What I like about Meld, and I've tested it out, and it seems like it works pretty good, is, let me see if I can do it here. Where am I looking? Here? Got that. If you watch the PlayStation screen. See, by me adding this effect, it doesn't get picked up. I've run, I've tested it out where I didn't necessarily post it, but I've uploaded it just to see if YouTube will catch it. And I've put a whole match with that filter on it, and it said good to go. Now, would WWE be catching that? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. But if I do any video, that's definitely one of the things I'm going to go to. Yeah, that's another trick that people would do is put it on a TV in the background, and then, of course, you have a mirror image going on because the TV's going to be flipped by the camera, which helps. All those little things help. I've seen people do entire pay-per-views where they break it up into 10 seconds, not even, maybe 5 to 7 seconds, and then chop out 2 or 3 seconds, which, oh my God, is that hard to watch. And then a lot of times they end up missing the final moments of the match and crap. But if you're not paying for it, I mean, that's the best you should be expecting. Yeah, we got something I want to show you. It just popped back into my head before I forget. So hold on while I locate it here. Actually, we can go. All right, so this is what Status was talking about. The Greatest Superstar sliders are still broken despite claims in the last 2 patch notes that the issue was resolved. It hasn't been fixed. And it's even the game has the music in it, right? And a lot of people won't play the music because they get strikes and all that stuff. I don't get strikes. I get warning, not even warnings really. It basically tells you that the copyright owner has no problem with you using it. You can't monetize it, which I don't. And then there may be certain countries where it's not able to be seen. And Russia apparently doesn't like a lot of WWE's music. So I've lost my Russian audience, for what that's worth. I know. I feel bad about it, too. So, Russia is not part of one nation. I don't really think they were to begin with, but yeah, you never know. Might have been one. Do Svidaniya to the one that was there. Trilla TV tried to flag your video from Hard to Kill 23 by saying it was from their broadcast when it was my video. Oh, because you were in person. See, even that. I have seen fans post their own video and WWE strike it down. And yeah, that's a tricky one because, again, a lot of those videos are the full match, but they're from section 205, so it's not so great. Infrared, you get it too? I feel better. It's not just me. Yeah, but that TV in the background, that's an old trick. But as you can see, like I said, they still haven't fixed the slider issue. Watch the face. Boom. So that's still a thing. And then let me go here. Because hopefully I've saved this stuff where I can find it pretty easily. If you guys haven't seen this, I mean, if you're not into politics, then you won't know. There's an actor named Spencer Pratt. I don't know the guy personally. I've heard of some of the shows and stuff that he's been in the past. And he's one of the guys that had a nice house in the hills of California that burnt down because they were grossly incompetent in what they did. Anyway, he is running this ad campaign. Most of it is AI, where he's like the superhero, so it might be a Batman scene, or it might be Star Wars, okay, where the current mayor is Darth Vader with the helmet on, and it's freaking, these are gold, man. If this guy, as a Republican, doesn't win in California with this ad campaign, with the freaking history they've had for the last 7 years, 8 years, 9 years now, then they're just done. They're just done. But this guy is amazing with his ad campaign. Anyway, the former owner of the Lakers, Jerry Buss, his daughter Jeannie, donated the maximum amount, which I think is like $500,000, to his campaign. So good on her. Here's the thing I wanted to show you guys earlier. It is the first official 2K27 trailer. Hold on. Let me get us to the full-size screen here. And here we go.
Are you ready for WWE2K27? Yes? Well, good. Because this time, you'll never guess who the cover star is.
Who is he?
That's right. You guessed it. It's Roman Reigns. Half the roster's been fired, but that's okay because we've got the biggest roster in 2K history with the additions of Butterbean, Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. You've seen the Morgan & Morgan advertisements around the ring. Well, guess what? We got both of them. Morgan and Morgan joined 2K27, and this time, in an unprecedented situation, we've got 6 separate attires for Lexus King. But don't forget the new match types, because we've got a lot of them. How about a buried alive match? Put your opponent in the ground to win. A garbage truck match. Put your opponent in a garbage truck to win. A box match.
What?
Put your opponent in a cardboard box to win. And finally, a barbed wire steel cage match. Now you have to pin someone.
Oh.
Yeah! Pre-order WWE 2K27 today and choose from several editions: the Standard Edition, the DX Edition, the Click Edition, and last but not least, the Authority Edition, all for the low, low price of $149.99.
I mean, I'm gonna get it. I guess.
Oh my God, if that wasn't on fucking point. K Radiation's version of 92 Undertaker Persona card. That shit is hilarious. K Radiation. After that, 99 Rey Mysterio announcement for season 3 ringside pass. I'll have to look into that. No, I did not. To answer your question, no, I did not. What did I have here? This is one. Okay. Oh, Alexa. I'm sure you guys saw this, and if not, it's definitely something you'll love. Alexa Bliss has been my favorite for a long, long time, and I think she will be for a long time to come.
In a tag team match between Rhea, Charlexa, and Fatal Influence, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte were shocked in disbelief at what Alexa Bliss was doing and couldn't help but break character.
And Flair. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack.
All right. Again, fair use. They're breaking it down to show that they broke character. You can do this. It is legal. Perfectly legal. And funny as fuck, too. She's good at getting... I showed last time we did one. I showed her getting Charlotte in the back to crack up when it was Charlotte going face-to-face with Rhea before the 6-woman match. And are we going to get along? I don't know. Are we? And then Alexa steps between them trying to be the peacemaker and looks at Charlotte. Stop flexing. And she just busted out laughing. Yeah. This poor girl, I swear to God, every time something pops up with her, it just makes me want to cry again. That is the saddest friggin' story. Oh, this is the best. Remember that virus, which was only deadly when the cameras were on? So here they were getting all set up for the cameras to roll. Yeah, put on the mask, put on the mask. Nobody's got any masks on. All right, let's put them on. The cameras are going to be on in a minute. Okay, got mine, got mine.
Yeah.
peut y aller? Tout le monde est prêt?
All right, 5, 4,
Bien,
3,
mesdames
2,
et messieurs.
1.
Le résultat de ce second tour a démenti.
Anyone thinks that anyone's going to fall for that shit again? Get over it. Not happening. This is that mayor guy I was telling you about. Friggin' hilarious. Absolutely.
We're here at the 6th Street Bridge in downtown Los Angeles. It is beautiful, if only you could see it. But all the lights have been allowed to be stolen from our taxpayer money because Mayor Basura and Nithya Raman and her DSA City Council let criminals run the streets. But don't worry, Mayor Basura is planning to take $200 million more of our tax money to get solar power lights. Oh, because the criminals won't steal those. But don't worry, Nithya Raman has suggested putting cages around the lights. That's right, cages. That'll stop them.
This is the whole problem with the whole Democratic Party, man. You know what'll stop them? Putting their fucking asses in jail. That'll stop them, but you all don't want to do that. So that's why you got New York and California with shit all over the streets. Oh, this guy, man, they beat the shit out of him. He was a tourist, mind you, in Australia? Brazil? I forget where this was. Maui, Hawaii. And the guy that beat the shit out of him got an accommodation. Goalie. Oh, this is funny as shit. Hold on.
Don't forget, when you're NWO, you're NWO for life. Too sweet.
Bob Ross painting the NWO.
Don't forget, when you're NWO, you're NWO for life. Too sweet.
What do we got going on down here? Move out of the way. Anyone know about this? It looked great. I don't think it was real, but it looked pretty good. Performance Center. Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker throwing water bottles at each other. If this is a work, then I think it is a work personally, because that's a one-way ticket to the unemployment line for Grayson Waller if you're going after the top dog. But that looked great. You see it on social media. You don't see it on the actual shows. The stuff on the shows looks friggin' horrible, like bad dancing. Not even dancing, bad dancing. Alexa Bliss did that last week or so. I think it was a week ago on Friday SmackDown. But it was funny as hell. She's so fucking funny. Her timing comedy-wise, if she doesn't... Oh, this is so great. How to protect yourself from the hantavirus. Just put earplugs in. Again, this girl just breaks my heart. If you don't know this story, it's unbelievable that you don't. But young girl, 21 years old, left Ukraine, escaped Ukraine when the bombing started with her mom and dad, moved to Pennsylvania so that they could have some sort of a normal life. Girl gets a job at a pizzeria, coming home on the subway, and some piece of shit, for no fucking reason at all, she was on her phone in her little Pizza Hut costume or whatever it was. She comes up from behind, just stabs her in the neck 3 times, and slowly she bleeds out. And no one even tries. You couldn't have stopped it. There's no saving her. But they all just sat there. They didn't even react. Nobody, tried to comfort her in her last moments or anything. And this poor girl she leaves a country that's at war, that's being bombed by Russia. And she would have been safer staying there than in a democratic city. They all need to go. Every one of them need to go. What do we got here? Pro wrestling is at its lowest point. Oh, yeah, Mr. Raj saying what I was saying. It has lost almost all of its mainstream popularity. Fact. There are no true stars power left. No true stars power left. And most casual fans have stopped watching. Casual fans are out. They have checked out. You had a lot of them with the Bloodline, and then it's kind of like the Monday Night Wars. You had a ton of casual fans until you started getting red and black, and then they just started drifting away, just like the product. At this point, the audience is made up of mostly the IWC diehards and hardcore fans. Fact. Can't argue with any of that. The way things are going, here's my bold predictions for the next 5 years. NXT will be shut down. Doubt it, but not impossible. AEW will either fold completely or be reduced to YouTube-only promotion. Netflix, ESPN, USA Network, and other major broadcasters will eventually walk away from WWE. Please do, because it sucks. And the way they fuck the fans over, they deserve it. WWE will be left with just one weekly show, and even that could end up streaming on YouTube. All right, some of these are a reach, but it feels that way. Pro wrestling is slowly dying, and unless something changes dramatically, it may be dead for good within the next few years. All right, look, it's never going to die. It has survived worse. Hard to believe. Duke the Dumpster Drosy. But, yeah, things are bad. Things are rotten to the core at this point in time. So I can see it taking a massive fall. A massive fall. K-Radiation's version of 92 Undertaker. Let me see if I can find K-Rad up here. Oh, I'd seen this. Yes, I didn't realize it was his. I mean, this is the work in progress. I don't know. I mean, I know he does great work, and this is not done, so you can't really judge it. I wasn't a fan of the face. It looks like he's a burn victim or something. But it's, again, work in progress. I'm sure he's going to do something with the textures or whatever he's going to do. He's got the tattoos looking on point, which is not an easy thing to do with The Undertaker. But, yeah, that's a look at it in progress. So, yeah, I actually had seen that, yes. Or is there something else about this that I'm looking for? Hold on a minute. Maybe he did something different. Macho Man Randy Savage, NWA, and Wolfpack are now available to download on 2K26. There's the Taker. First look at Taker 92. Rey Mysterio Jr. is available to download now on PS5, Xbox Series consoles. Use the search tags Defract, WCW Rey, and Mysterio. That's really good work. That is really, really good work. Joe Boxer. Yeah, there are a handful of these guys that really just take it to another level and put out better content than WWE does. How WWE makes throwback personas. I'm going to have to go and do some clips of all these things they didn't fix still in universe mode. And I'm going to keep on posting them. And honestly, guys, when you see them posted, repost them yourself and keep on tagging these fuckers until they get off their ass. But I'm not seeing it happen anytime soon. Getting funky like the monkey. Yeah, that looks pretty good, too. Not bad at all. I got to admit, I'm loving my Dusty Rhodes with the polka dots. I took the polka dots off and gave him the similar look to that. And for me, that's like about perfect. Render and 4 recreated real fan signs. This guy looks familiar. I can't quite place him. Did a good job. Mr. America. The story that never got a real ending. Going up against Rhino. What else has he got going on here? He looks like he's been busy. The many faces of Eric Bischoff here. And Vince McMahon. Oh, look at that Vince McMahon down there. Holy shit. I actually made yesterday. Can't upload it. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong account. Sorry. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I can switch over. I'm sure I can't go on community creation still, but I said it'd be one of the last things we test. All right, Miracle, you have a good one, buddy. Is it a parody or is it work in progress? Because I thought he was making them like they're in progress. I didn't get parody out of that. Let's go here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is my main account. So because I have no access to community creations here, if I need a wrestler on this one, and this was going to be my ECW show, which it technically is, I just never use it because I don't have time. So if I needed any wrestlers for ECW that I wanted to use, I had to make them myself because I had no way of downloading them. And this was also going to be my Monday night WCW platform, which I've kind of been blurring that back and forth between this account and the backup account. And I don't know, did I? Yeah, I didn't do this yet. So rewards cleaned. All right, we're good. So this is what I created. Superstar. Made a Shane McMahon. So again, I can't import faces or any of that kind of stuff. So everything you see here, it was made in game. Couldn't make the logos. I couldn't bring the logos in. I had to create them with just what's in the game itself. And all things considered, I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. It's got 2 attires. And 2 different hairstyles. I kind of like this one a little bit better hairstyle-wise. But again, there's no face scan involved or anything like that. It is strictly the game itself. Putting the moveset together is a bit of a pain in the ass because I couldn't just download one, which would have been the nice, fast way. But I already played a few matches with him and head-to-head with Vince and came out not too bad. So these are the ones that I've had to make, again, pretty much from scratch. Can't remember how I did this. Oh, now I do, yeah. It was a pain in the ass. And in all honesty, I haven't used them once. So Al Snow, this is one of mine. These are all mine. What am I saying? I think he's another one's got 2 attires. Where is the... Maybe I only did it on the second one. Oops. Shit. Might be the second attire that has to help me. That sounds about right. Yeah. But even I should have gone back. Let me go back. Like, again, the logo and all that is made in-game. There's just no way for me to upload it, so I got to make everything, even the help me. That turned out pretty good. I was wondering if you could invert that and reverse it, which I was able to, so cool. I'm not, like, there's parts of his face that I'm really happy with, other parts that it's like, maybe I'll go back and mess with it a little bit more. But overall, I feel like that's not the worst Al Snow I've ever seen. But it's also not my best work that I've ever done, so. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Bischoff stuff lately with Conrad. And you're right, they have been picking apart the WWE product today, or as I say, it's TKO now. Calling it WWE anymore is really factually inaccurate. It's TKO. I don't know if I've shown you guys Spicoli yet. I'm actually really happy with the way he turned out. I thought that was pretty good. Again, all in-game. Calling back on all of the tricks of the trade back before there was the ability to upload and download logos and things of that nature. Big JH was asking about this, and like I told him, I sent him the face paint. So if you want to make it yourself, you can, but I have no way of uploading it. But that's Bill Colley, former Moondog, who was the original Smash. And that was the face paint that he wore for the most part for the couple of matches he had. So I managed to get some decent pictures of it and then just went to ChatGPT and said, give me the paint. And that's what we came out with. So I don't think I'm ever going to have a use for it personally, but there he is. I'd love to upload it, but I can't. Shane Douglas, Stinger. Most of these I think you guys have already seen. I've shown them. I don't know if we did Shane Douglas or not. Maybe not. We'll take a quick look. How did I get that logo? Oh, logos I can do. That's how. I can upload logos, and I can upload face scans on my main account, and I can download those, but that's it. I can't do anything else on Community Creations. So I can upload my own logos, and I can grab them and import them into my main account, but I just can't do anything else after that. All right, now's the time to see what happens if I try to go to Community Creations, even though I already know. Did they fix it? No. Color me surprised. Not really. Nope. The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's not getting fixed. Like most of the things that are still broken, like the referees that attack wrestlers after the match, they're just not getting fixed. Because they've been reported for a long time, they haven't been acted on. That tells me that they can't not be seeing it, but they can look at it and go, I can't fix that shit without crashing the whole damn game. And I have no doubt that's what the actual situation is. That if they were to try and fix it, boom, goes the dynamite. Oh, Lord. All right, well, 2 hours. I thought it might stretch out a little bit longer today because we had the damn patch to go over. Thank you guys all for being here and spending time. Oh, and the last thing before we do anything and say goodbyes and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already somehow seen, where do I have it now is the question.
Georgia's got more stories to tell, and we're bringing them back to life. Duffy, Angels and Heels, the fan-made Season 3 of Heels, is casting voice actors. If you've got heart, grit, or just a voice that belongs in the DWL, we want you. Hit us up at One Nation Network on Twitter or join us on Discord at Nation Network. The word nation and then the last letter N is the first letter N in the word network. Step in, speak up, the DWL lives on.
Yeah, so I'm still moving forward with this project, and I'm going to do a dedicated video to it next week sometime. But just to give people a heads up, if you want to lend your voice to anything from the characters to, I've got a list of characters I wouldn't mind having voices for. Be great to get a couple of females just to make it more realistic. I can use AI for all that stuff. It just isn't going to be as good, especially when it comes to the women's voices. I can lay down the tracks and I can inflect the voices and all that, and I can get them to throw a female voice on top of it and be kind of close to what I'm giving it. It just won't be as good. So anyway, if you are so interested in saying, yeah, I can record some lines and be part of the program, that would be awesome. And all you got to do is hit me up on Twitter. Let me know that you're interested in that. You can do that by posting in response to any of my content. Next week, I will actually put an actual video for this subject up there. That might be the easiest way to get through, or send me a direct message. Or there's also, you can go over to Discord. Okay, and all those links are in the description box down below. So go over to Discord. That's another way where we've already got a channel up there for the DWL and for Duffy in particular. So if you want to be part of the program, love to have you. It'll be pretty simple. Have you just recording stuff off a mic. We'll give you the lines, go over them a few times, get them as good as we can get them, and then I can add that in afterwards once I start doing all the other stuff. Again, without using AI, it is not going to be as good. It's just not. And that's going to require a team effort. There's going to be a fundraising attempt. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But just putting that little clip together, and some of it was, all right, actually, no, not that clip. Hold on. One more thing before we call it a day. Man, the day they switch this thing over and make it more like OBS or with an actual studio mode, it'll be killer.
Georgia's got more stories to
Fans, we've seen a lot of things happen here in the DWL in the past, but nothing quite like this. The DWL's had some trouble filling these seats. Rooster seems to be having a problem deciding where his loyalties lie. It may be time for some new blood here in the women's division. Crystal's gone through everybody twice.
Hey, I hear you, all right? We're working it out.
You've been working it out for 8 months.
Look, cowboy, I'm not here to make you happy.
You want to walk? Walk. Ain't nobody chained to this place.
You said we were going to build the women's roster. I've proven where my loyalties lie. Don't make me regret it.
You know you've always got a home in the FWD.
I'm here to keep your ass out of bankruptcy.
We can get here by turning on one another. This ain't just another league. You know, there are these 3 words that you seem to forget. Breach of contract.
I'm gone for a little while and this whole place goes to shit?
So that's kind of a little bit of an idea of what can be done. And that right there with the scene with the 2K26 characters actually speaking to one another and the end scene with the wheelchair. Now, obviously, there's a big difference in visual presentation in that, and that was done deliberately for the option of showing you what can be done, what can be achieved. My goal is to do it all in the style that we saw with Ace and Rooster having their conversation. So it still fits the game, but it's like the game put the cutscene in. With the wheelchair scene, I just wanted to see what we could do. You know, how realistic can we get it? Looks pretty damn realistic. And primetime, that's what this is about. I've got 8 episodes lined up. I've got scripts lined up. And, you know, I had my own ideas, and I put it in there, and I threw it over to ChatGPT, and it came back with some ideas, and I took a little of that, had a lot of my stuff in there as well. And I'm still not completely done fleshing it out yet, but I honestly feel like this will be a legitimate 8 episodes, and it'll also offer the opportunity for me to just do some shows that don't have any storyline going on in them other than the matches themselves, but that would run independent of the story. But just to put that little promo together was about $10. So to get an annual subscription, we're looking at about $192 to $5, give or take. And I look at it this way. When I put this video up next week that is dedicated to that project, it'll get over 200 views in the first 48 hours, probably less, and probably a lot more views. So I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls 450 views in. Anytime I put something out there that's completely different than what we've been doing, it always gets big numbers. If everybody were to just pay $1, we're going to clear it, and we'll be able to really make something spectacular that I think we can all be happy with. But I'm always looking for new content here on the channel, something that no one else has done. And this goes back to the whole fair use thing. Are these characters mine? No. Some of them will be, but most of them are not. But I'm taking those characters and I'm doing something different with them. I'm making it its own art form. I'm coming up with my own storyline to take over where they left off. That is totally legal. That's fair use. That's what fair use is all about. That's why this guy can make these Star Wars videos that look better than the damn movies they've put out. And they can't touch him. He can't monetize it. Okay, nor can I, nor will I. But that's just the way it is. You know, there's things that you can do, and they can't stop you. America, gotta love it. All right. More to come on that next week. Meantime, I got to get 2 shows done for the weekend, and I haven't even started on those yet. So, want to thank you guys for spending some time with me here, and I got to put some clips together to start banging away on 2K again about their failures that just continue time after time after time. If you see those on social media, make sure you repost them. Make sure you tag 2K. Give them the old WTF treatment, and yeah, they won't fix them. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And remember...
Bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.